Over to you, TG.
Thank you very much, Pule, and a very good evening to all of you. You know that normally after the NEC we prefer to do briefings the next day or so, but we thought since you are here, we should briefly indicate what has happened. It's going to be a very short statement and will allow you to ask questions. The ANC NEC met in a special session on Monday, the 5th of December 2022, meaning today, to deliberate on Section 89 Parliamentary Report. The President of the ANC, Comrade Cyril Ramaphosa, attended the special NEC meeting and made remarks, after which he was allowed to recuse himself. Members of the NEC, having received the report of the special NWC held on Sunday, the 4th of December, then engaged extensively on the report. They discussed the report fully and frankly, and they came to this conclusion. The NEC resolved that the NEC will vote against the adoption of the report of the Section 89 panel, given the fact that the report has now been taken on review by the President. So we thought we are going to leave it there for now. Should Parliament proceed tomorrow, the ANC will not support that report. That's our conclusion.
Okay, we will now invite a round of questions from yourselves. Please say your name and indicate the name of your media outlet. So TG, I suggest that what we do, because sometimes questions are the same, we take a round of fewer questions and then you will make an assessment so that if they are the same, TG, you are able to then just give one answer to those.
Yeah.
Members of the media, I see a hand from Zingiswa. And then we'll come like that. So let's take the first 5 hands. Yeah, let's get just to get all the hands that are up, and then you will lead the pack. You will come in. Can you come second round? Because or should we take this side and come to this side? Okay, we'll take you. You will come, and yeah. So, and then where is the other hand? Then to make the first to conclude. Okay, Zingiswa. It's Mawande. It's Lizeka. It's Anglo. It's Angelo, and then it's Tsidi, and there was Samkel. So we've got the first. Okay, we'll just treat you as one and when some can. No, I'm just saying to conclude the list.
Who's the fourth one?
The fourth one is Tsidi.
Tsidi, okay.
The fifth one is Ntebu. And then the last one is Samkel. So we took the first 6 hands.
Okay.
Yeah, you are now allowed to proceed with your question.
Thank you very much. My name is Mawande from Sunday Times. TG, SG. When you say that the decision is to say, as the ANC, you are sort of putting back, but you say there is a potential of Parliament going ahead with the vote which was scheduled for tomorrow. If that vote does go ahead, do you vote against it? And are the reasons that you vote against it the same of the NEC? And where do you draw the line between the difference of what is in the interest of the ANC in the NEC, which is purely an ANC structure, and Parliament, which is a house of the representative of the people that shouldn't take a direction that favors a particular party in this regard, which is the ANC, whose president is facing this situation? And then secondly, okay, probably leave the second one for other projects. Thank you very much.
Okay, is it Angelo or Lizega? It's Lizega. You are covered. Okay. So let's please follow Lizega's progressive example.
Angela from China Global Television.
Yes.
For our international viewers, please explain what this decision actually means. What is it in detail?
No. What the decision means?
Yeah.
Is there a specific thing that you...
I don't understand it, so I don't think our international viewers can understand it. Call it.
So we must explain.
Yeah, briefly.
Okay, that's fine, Angelo, you will leave it covered.
Thank you, Tini Madia, Eyewitness News. How does the ANC, it flows from what Mawande asked, how does the ANC explain to South Africans that after everything that's happened, particularly when you look at the State Capture Commission report that says that the MPs must behave in a different way if the country's interests matter, and whether or not the president of the ANC, that's the country, has a case to answer as far as impeachment is concerned, the ANC should be looking to see that through in the interest of the country, not the party first. How do you rationalize this to South Africans? And then also you've got your own MPs who are saying actually they can't in all good conscience support a decision to reject the move towards the committee, that they will be in favor of it. What's the ANC's response to its own MPs who are willing to defy the party? Thank you.
Okay. My name is Ntebo. I'm with the SABC. In fact, sometime yesterday, the NWC recommended that all MPs should vote against the adoption of the report. And this is what flows out of this NEC. The question is, why did it take so long? Because, already the NWC recommended that. Why did it take so long? The meeting started at around 10 in the morning up until 4 this afternoon. Why did it take so long? And maybe the last question, it's not even related to this, but can I pose that question? Okay. Earlier this morning, there were people who were protesting or picketing outside the conference, the NEC venue. Some of them were saying that the Treasurer General, the Acting Secretary, sold out. Does that give you sleepless nights in light of the fact that it has put a setback? People from Gauteng, they're saying that people from Gauteng are saying you've sold out. Some of them. Does that maybe create a problem to your campaign for the deputy president's position? Thank you.
Okay, so it's asking that when you got recommendations, you must move. So you said because you had recommendations, yes. Why did it take the whole day? Okay.
The whole day, the ANC.
Understood. Okay.
Thank you, some from the SABC. Mr. Mashatile, was it a unanimous decision? Was it a unanimous decision by the NEC to essentially say you're going to be voting against this particular report if the debate takes place in Parliament tomorrow? Then secondly, on the issue, were there others raising the issue of rejecting the report in its outrightness, in its totality in the NEC, or was there a proposal for some to say, let's note the report instead of outrightly rejecting it? Then lastly, did the President, when he opened the NEC in his political overview, indicate that he would be applying for the review of this report to set it aside at the Constitutional Court? Were you anticipating this application? Thank you.
Did you capture it?
The application for review.
Which application?
Were you anticipating the President to go to the Constitutional Court this afternoon and file papers to set aside the report? Thank you.
That's fine. So that is the cover. Okay. You will come back last year.
Let's answer the first round, and then we will give you more opportunity. I've think the first question was from that Mawande. Yes. That what are we expecting to happen in Parliament? Will our members asked to vote against the report? Let me start by saying, maybe it will also help Angelo. What has happened today is that the NEC received a report from the NWC. The NWC went through the report, looked at a number of issues, and then recommended to the NEC to then discuss and debate the issues. The president himself was here at that time in the morning, made remarks, and requested once more that he think he shouldn't be in the meeting. The NEC agreed, and he left. The NEC deliberated on the issue for most of the day, and maybe that will answer Ntebu. We allowed many of the comrades to speak throughout the day. One thing that members agreed on upright was that it is the prerogative of the president to take this matter on review. So it was agreed, unanimous, that the president should proceed. Secondly, it became the issue of the report itself. That's where there was a lot of debate. And after a long debate, there were comrades who felt maybe the report should be rejected. Others said maybe it should be noted. But at the end of that debate, the meeting agreed that once the report is taken on review and Parliament is going to debate it, as the ANC, we will vote against it. We will vote against the report, so that was agreed. So we're not going to note the report, but we will not support it. What does that mean? It means the president continues with his duties as president of the ANC and the Republic. But the NEC agreed that the president must proceed to be held accountable. So he'll take the matter on review. He will subject himself to other processes of the Integrity Commission. There's another process of the Hawks and the Public Protect. Those processes are going to continue. But the NEC did not take a decision that the president should step down. I hope that will answer where we are now. Are we taking the country's interests at heart when we do this? Yes, we do. We do because we've weighed everything. It is the view of the ANC that the decision of the NEC that the decision that we take is in the best interests of the country. Let the president continue with his responsibilities until such time that all these processes requires that he can continue. At the moment, there is no such decision that he can continue. Yeah, Samuel, I think I've answered. You said, were we unanimous? No, there were a lot of debates, but we had to end somewhere. And what I'm reporting is where we ended, that we will not support this report once it gets to Parliament. The issue that the TG sold out, no, the TG conveys decisions of the NEC and the NWC. That's all I do. I don't convey decisions of factions or individuals on corners. I convey decisions of structures. NWC, NEC, and that's what I'm doing. Yeah, I think I've answered all of you. Is there somebody who...
No, you answer my questions. You might have answered a little bit about the country's interests, but I say this on the back of the State Capture Commission report. Parties have behaved in Parliament. also, do you have party members who are willing to define the party line? Just your position on that. Thank you.
Okay. Can we just take this and then we'll come back to the last round of questions?
I'm not aware of members who want to defy the party line. The NEC's position is that members of parliament who are members of the ANC are advised by the NEC on how to deal with matters. So we will be briefing them about these decisions. We'll allow them to question us, to understand where we come from, but that's what we do all the time. So I've been asked after the NEC to brief members of the caucus about this decision, and we expect everybody to abide by the decision of the NEC. I don't know. So far, nobody has come to me and said they are not going to go with the decision of the NEC. We will deal with the matter as we go on. We will explain to the caucus the decision.
Okay, we are now taking the last round of questions. We have dealt with the first round in depth, because the risk, TG, is that when you answer, temptations of follow-ups.
Oh, I see.
So
It's not a follow-up.
what?
It's not a follow-up. He didn't answer my question that he partly answered the question that conveys the outcomes of the NEC and the SABC. But the question was, is he worried by the threat of withdrawal of their support to him to the presidency?
Withdrawal from?
They said they will withdraw their support for you to become the deputy president. So are you worried about that?
No. Let members of the ANC go to conference and vote for the leaders that they like. I think let's leave it there.
No, thanks, TG. I'm going. We have to allow other media houses to ask. No. It doesn't. No, let me just set out ground rules. We give you a chance once because there are many media houses we are dealing with. So we've given you a chance. Then we are giving the chance to others who did not ask. Otherwise, okay, let's take. We're taking the last round of questions for those that did not ask. From those that did not ask. Okay, let's start this side. Let's start with all those that have got their hands up, and then we'll end this side. Just introduce yourself, OC, and then.
You say that the decision
No, just say your name. Kopano Reuters.
You say the decision was not unanimous. Can you give us a breakdown of how many members here voted for? And then you also say you weigh everything. In that weighting, does it also consider the president's initial decision to resign on first receiving this panel?
The president to resign.
After the first received this panel.
But because what we're now, the TG is reporting on the decision of the NEC. Okay.
In that
No, but the TG will tell you what we discussed so that you don't get him to discuss headlines.
It's Saeed Abdullah from Phoenix, Hong Kong. So the recent
Saeed from Phoenix.
Yes.
Phoenix is Hong Kong. Phoenix, yeah. So the TG knows that all media houses are here. Phoenix, Hong Kong, Saeed. Yeah. Saeed.
Yeah. So the recent events have had some effect on the business confidence here in the country, and as well as in the rand. So my question is, as a ruling party, and with the ANC conference, it's just a few days far from now, what message that can tell or deliver to reassure the global community or the business here in South Africa?
Okay. Assurance to markets. Okay, Nomazima, and then it comes to you, and then it goes to such.
Nomazima was from Soweto. I wanted to ask, what do you say to possibly people who are thinking that the ANC could be using its majority in parliament to prevent the president from being held accountable? Political parties using their numbers to basically protect whoever it may be from facing accountability is something that has been highlighted before. So how would you respond to people who may be accusing the ANC of using its numbers in parliament to prevent the president from being held accountable? And also, TJ, you touched on it. There are other investigations and other reports that could come out, possibly with adverse findings against the president. Has the ANC discussed this in any way? Will these reports be taken under review each time? Or did the ANC develop a strategy on how it could possibly tackle possible adverse findings against the president?
Okay. Nomazima, Zianda. Yeah, those who did not have their hands up, I've recognized yourselves. When it's done, then it comes this way.
From ANC. You say you discussed that the president must continue to be held accountable, and you cite the issue of the Integrity Commission and the Hawks. On the Integrity Commission, he has been there twice, nothing has come out of that, and it's been months. On the Hawks, but you don't have jurisdiction and authority over that, you don't know how that will pan out. How can you say he will be held accountable by institutions that you don't have authority and jurisdiction over? Thank you.
Zianda?
Thank you. It's Zianda from Newsroom Africa. My question is whether or not the ANC NEC, given the context of the image of the ANC being in tatters quite literally, whether or not the political morality aspect and the president possibly bringing the party into disrepute was a consideration before you concluded that you reject the report. Thank you.
Okay, Lizega, Tando, Lizega, Stembiso, and Merkberg, Fir and Pilta, May, Lenas, and Tanita will be the last one.
Just a point of clarity, President General, and it's around your rejection of the parliamentary report. Are you rejecting it or invoking the sub judice rule by rejecting it, or are you saying substantially that you found the report flawed? And just to add on to what Noma and Uziana were saying, there was uncertainty in the country for 2 days. The president was meant to speak. At some point, there was a narrative that was being driven that the president would resign, and the president let that narrative fester. Is there no accountability in the place of the president? Do you hold the president accountable for allowing that narrative?
Okay, so Tando, you are covered. Okay, Sten.
Senator from Bloomberg News. TG, can you confirm that the NEC sitting on Friday will receive a report from the Integrity Committee on this Phala Phala matter? And should the vote not go ahead tomorrow, be postponed because of sub judice or whatever the case may be, should the Integrity Committee find against the President, will you reassess your position on rejecting the adoption of the report? Thank you.
So, which sitting on Friday?
Is there a NEC?
Or the ninth NEC?
Yep.
Okay, Dennis Dalvoort from Netwerk 24. Mr. Mashatile, it's now being confirmed that President Ramaphosa has indeed approached the constitutional court surrounding...
Just repeat your name again.
Dennis Dalvoort from Netwerk 24.
Dennis. Dennis Netwerk 24.
My question to you is, what is the process now surrounding Parliament sitting tomorrow after the President has approached the courts? Will the sitting go ahead? If you can just elaborate on what the process is. Thank you.
Yeah, it's quite the last one.
Thank you very much. News 24.
You said that the meeting was quite tense. There's anecdotes that there was quite a pushback for the meeting to be adjourned in the first place. How confident, or what would be the consequences if ANC MPs defy the instruction that you're going to give the ANC caucus? Part of my question is whether you're going to speak to them, you're going to speak to them this evening, and what will the ANC's position be in the parliamentary programming committee meeting that's scheduled for 9 p.m. tonight? Thank you.
Okay, TG, that's the last question. So we'll allow the TG to answer all of your questions.
Okay. We'll start with Kopano. Kopano wanted to know, in our deliberations as the NEC, particularly on the issue of the report, how many people supported and how many did not support. We normally don't work that way. As the NEC, we don't divide the house. We allow debates. That's why sometimes it takes so long to have our meetings, because we want everybody to express their views. And I think it's correct to say that there were different views at the beginning on how we should approach the matter. But we're not really far from each other. It was really a question of, do we know the report, do we reject it? But as I said at the end, the agreement is that the report has been taken on review by the President. So should Parliament meet tomorrow to deliberate on the report and adopt it, the ANC MPs will vote against it. So that's the decision. We will vote against it because, as you are aware, that that report will set in other processes in motion, like impeachment, and we are not supporting the process that will lead to the impeachment of the president. Secondly, from Syed, before that, Kopan also wanted to know if we discussed the fact that the president will resign. That matter didn't come up. The president did not offer to resign, nor did the NEC ask him to resign. Syed, Phoenix, Hong Kong. Will this affect business confidence? Our view is that business confidence needs stability. If there's stability, there will be business confidence. When you wake up tomorrow, the markets will know that this country does have a president who's in office, who is working, and that should provide enough stability. It is 10 days before ANC conference. Yes, we are ready for a conference, and the rest of the matters will be finalized in the NEC of the 9th. Noma Zama Sowetan. Is the ANC using its majority to bulldoze Parliament? The answer is no. These matters will be debated by Parliament as it wishes. Once the presiding officers decide that they are going to convene the House to debate these matters, our members will be part of those debates. They will put forward the ANC views. We will win or will be defeated. That's how Parliament works. So we will fight for our views and we fight to win, but at the end of the day, Parliament will decide which idea is carried forth. So we're not preventing the president to account, not at all. That's why we are saying there are other processes unfolding. The president has appeared before the Integrity Commission. That commission is reporting to the NEC on the 9th about their findings, and it will definitely report on the 9th. Will the other reports be taken on review? Really, that's the decision of the president. We can't speculate. I think let's allow those processes to unfold. They will report at their right time, the public protector, the Hawks, etc., and the president will decide at that point. As Pamandla, yes, the Integrity Committee is meeting on the 9th. In fact, the NEC is meeting on the 9th, and the Integrity Commission will report on the 9th, which was the same answer that CD asked.
No, it's Tembiso. It's Tembile. It's Tembile. Tembile asked the question from Bloomberg.
Sorry, Tembile, it was you. Zianda, did the NEC discuss the fact that this is bringing disrepute to the party? As I said earlier, that there were very vigorous debates in the NEC. We looked at all pros and cons, but at the end of the day, we decided that the decision that we ended up taking is to the best interest of both the ANC and the country, that the president should proceed, and that the taking the report on review should also proceed. I think somebody asked me earlier whether the president did indicate to us that he was going to do so. Yes, he did. The president informed us as early as Saturday when the officials met that he will take the matter on review. And again this morning in the NEC, he did indicate that he is taking the matter on review.
Spamandla asked about the Hawks because it's a body that we are not in control of. Something, Spamandla, to that? Okay.
How will we hold them accountable?
How will we hold them?
No, we are saying the president will continue to be held accountable. That's why when these bodies ask him questions, he will respond. If they are investigating, he will not interfere with the investigations. What they conclude will be on the basis of their own investigations, and we will respect that, the president too. Lizega, are we rejecting this report? I've said earlier that we debated it for a long time. There was a view in the meeting at some point that let's just reject it outrightly, but we ended up not agreeing with that approach. We thought, let's go, debate the report, but to the extent that this matter is going on review, we cannot support its adoption.
Sorry, so you are rejecting it on the basis of it being on the basis of
not necessarily sub judice, but we feel that process is very important, because if we go to Parliament, we debate the report and take a decision to support it, but it's on review. We have not even received the review. So our view is that we should actually receive a report of that review. We're not going to support the report at the moment, but we would like the president to be held accountable. He is held accountable, and we will proceed on the 9th of December to receive the report of the Integrity Commission.
Okay.
Some question as well around the narrative that the president allowed to continue around his resignation. Is there accountability there? Because there was uncertainty for 2 days.
No, the president is continuing with his work.
Just to emphasize, the TG
accountability means where he has to respond to various investigations, he will do so.
The NEC holding him accountable.
Lisa, are you going to allow others to ask? Because the TG clarified that we never discussed resignation. Yeah, it was discussed by yourselves in the media. We never did.
But that's what she's asking about. Earlier, that it was effectuated by the president keeping quiet and being missing in action.
No, the president didn't say to the NEC, I'm resigning. The NEC itself did not say, please resign.
So what she's asking is, he didn't pick up the phone to say, guys, this is nonsense, it's not the truth.
Yeah.
The NEC is never questioned saying, why would you allow this narrative to exist for 2 days? As a head of state, how many days? However many days, without doing anything that thrusts the country into uncertainty and people are anxious. The NEC, have you said to him, why were you quiet? What did you say? That's what I think he's asking.
No, the president was not quiet to us.
Oh.
He did listen. The president did indicate that he was consulting. I think many of you forgot that. He was busy consulting various stakeholders. He met with different people. No, he met with the officials of the ANC last week already, on Saturday. No, on Saturday. I think if you are listening, I said that. Yes.
No. Can we direct this? Lizega has been clarified. The TG has given answers to all the questions. There is a hand that is up, which is the last. What was your question?
The question was about the consequences for what is the line of march to the ANC caucus, and what will the consequences be if it's not
Okay. But it clarified, okay, but he will repeat himself. That's fine. When the TG did, okay, he will come back because someone asked a similar question and the TG answered. I think they even mentioned the name that the TG had to. Okay, but it's fine. The TG will do it.
The question was if the vote does not proceed tomorrow and the Integrity Commission finds against the president, will you reassess the decision to reject the adoption of the report in Parliament?
Okay.
And then will Parliament be sitting tomorrow after the president approached constitutional court? What is the process for Parliament tomorrow after the president approached the constitutional court late this afternoon?
So will Parliament sit?
Yeah.
Considering that we don't convene meetings of Parliament.
Yes.
You are alive to that. Okay, no, that's fine. I'm just saying we call any. But the TG will answer. The TG will answer.
Okay.
Let's allow the TG to answer. No, TG. TG will answer.
Yes, the presiding officers will decide, I'm told today, when is Parliament sitting. We will be informed. And if Parliament is sitting tomorrow, our MPs will attend the session. I'm told that if it's short notice, they'll probably do it virtually, but they will attend. So our duty is to inform ANC MPs about the decision of the NEC. Juanita was saying that there are some MPs who may not abide by that decision. We'll cross the bridge when we come to it. The NEC said they expect NEC members, MPs, to abide by the discipline of the ANC. Once the NEC has decided on a line of march, we all should toe the line.
Okay.
If the Integrity Commission finds against the president on Friday, the vote does not happen tomorrow. Will you reassess the decision to reject the adoption of the report?
We will cross the bridge when we get there.
Yes, so many bridges.
Yes, Tando. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. There are many bridges to cross.
We didn't answer a question. Tando?
Tando, we didn't answer a question.
That's going to be considered by the NEC when the Integrity Commission presents. There's another outstanding report on the former health minister regarding his scandal and the digital vital. Will that also be considered by the NEC when the Integrity Commission meets?
No. The NEC is meeting to finalize preparations for conference. but has agreed that, amongst others, it will receive the report of the Integrity Commission. There are no other reports.
Okay, we have the TG has answered all of your questions. Thank you very much, members of the media.
Thank you very much.
We have arranged that.
There are many bridges to cross.
I need to arrange something for Nina upstairs. You and your team.
There are many bridges to cross.
TG,